Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the American Special. Now, I kind of own an American Special, so we're going to take it from that perspective. Now, when I say kinda, let me explain this to you. Okay, so the American Specials come from, they have a father, so to speak. The father was the Highway 1 series. The Highway 1 series was made in the early 2000s by Fender, and what they were American-made Strats and Teles with satin lacquer finishes, 70s style headstocks, and it was the black graphic, and the bulbous, kind of 70s headstock on the Strat. They used these import style pickups and import electronics and hardware, and they were great value, like $600, which was great. And it came with gig bags. Now, when the recession came in the United States, that was pretty powerful, and the Fender guys needed a new price point, something to hold the market at, since it was having economic troubles, and they came up with what's called the American Special. Throw in the whole, hey, American pride, you're getting the real deal, and it's a quality instrument. So they took the Highway 1 series and repackaged them with a shiny new finish. Okay, so they gave them polyurethane finish like the standards in gloss, and upgraded the pickups to Texas Specials, so giving you a much better deal on the pickups, and then taking the price to $799, $800 retail. So that was a really nice price point because there's a lot of guitars in the $100 range that are basically made in China and Korea. So you have an American guitar sitting in a sweet spot range. Now, the downfall, so you know, of that was that even though the United States was really having a huge recessionary time in 2009 when those guitars were hitting the market, the European markets, Euros, were hitting strong. So they were buying an epic amount of Fender American Standards. And so Fender was having trouble keeping up with demand shipping guitars over there. So as dealers over here, we were sitting on product, and because the recession was sitting here, and it didn't really have a place. Now, the American Special Series, they've tried to discontinue it a couple times, and every time they've tried to do it, the dealers and the customers are like, they really like the product line. So let me explain to you why you might be interested in this product line, and then I'll do it by explaining why I have one. So I like the neck. The neck on the American Special Series uses jumbo frets, so the big frets. And on the Tele, I really dig that because I like to dig in. Right, you see that? Your finger never touches the fretboard. The other issue is on the American Standard Series, if you get a maple neck, you get a gloss fretboard. Let me show you one of those. I have one on my Strat. So you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a high gloss fretboard. So you get medium jumbo frets and a high gloss fretboard. And some people may like that and some people don't. This has the satin board, see? With, like I said, bigger frets, which I really dig. Now this is why I said kinda. This is not an American Special Strat. This is an FSR, Fender Special Run, American Standard Tele in light ash in this color. And I got it, and I liked the American Special so much more. I got one of the necks. You can buy them aftermarket. So I bought them from Fender, put locking tuning keys, and upgraded my guitar. Because for me it was pretty easy. I sold off the American Standard neck and then bought this neck, and it pretty much had virtually no cost to me because the American Standard neck has a slightly more value than the Special neck. So the Specials have a different feel. That's the first thing to be aware of. They are American, and they are the same kind of makeup as the American Standard Series, but here are the major differences. The bridges are different. On the Teles, on the Specials, you'll get the vintage bridge, where on the American Standards, you get the modern bridge with bent saddles. On the American Standard Strat, you get the 2-point tremolo, and on the American Special Strat, you get the 6-screw vintage style tremolo like you do with the Mexican ones and the vintage reissues. Again, the bridge is more like the Mexican one, but it is not the Mexican bridge. It actually has a different part number assigned to it. I don't know what that means. I just know that the blocks are slightly different than the Mexican ones, and the part number is different. So Fender does specifically put a different bridge in that model. The tuning keys are identical to what's on the American Standard. It does come with a gig bag. You do not get the case. You do get American Special pickups, Texas Special pickups, instead of on the American Strat, you'll get Fat 50s, and on the American Standard Tele, you'll get the Broadcaster and the Twisted Tele pickup, so different pickups. There's not a value there. In other words, all the pickups are about same pricing, so there's not a huge dollar advantage to going one way and not the other, but that's what it is. The main thing about the American Special series is this vintage 70s logo in black. A lot of players don't like the black logo. They like the newer logo, or the older logo, I should say, which is the silver or the gold. Now, I personally like the silver logo more, but like I said, I love the neck, so I just went with it, and overall it wasn't something that mattered to me a whole lot. The American Special Tele will have a single-ended truss rod, where the American Standards will have a dual-ended truss rod. Again, that helps the tech when setting up the instrument. The American Special series does not have a micro tilt, although I have installed one into my guitar. It's a very easy process to do. So you can add a micro tilt if you like. Although I don't use the micro tilt, the plate for this one had the micro tilt, so I went ahead and installed it so it would be standard setup. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the micro tilt. The reason is I don't like a screw. I don't like my neck to rest on basically a bolt and transfer vibration into my guitar through a bolt. I'd rather have it have as much contact with the body as possible, although I guess I don't really do a whole lot of things with lots of sustain. It's still just something I just do. I have no problem putting a shim in there if I need to do that. Okay, so that's basically it. The question you have to ask yourself, the American Standard Specials now are $1,000 retail. The American Standards are $13. Obviously, the case is a value of at least $100, $130. That adds a lot of value to show that if you have the American Special, you're going to need $1,100. So it's a $200 difference between the two guitars. But I hate to say it, I really like the American Specials. Now keep in mind, they've decreased again the color choices this year. You can't even get sunburst now in the Strats because they're trying to not be competitive, have them compete with the American Standard series. So, like I said, for me, on the American Special versus Standard, it really comes down to neck. If you like the neck, I really recommend you play them. Especially if you're in the maple category, because like I said, one of the problems with the new standards is that a lot of players don't like the gloss maple neck. I'm trying to get used to it. That's why I have a Strat there. If I end up keeping it, that's great. If not, it's not the end of the world. But definitely love this neck. It just got a cool, snappy for the Tele. I've owned a deluxe neck. I've owned the American Standard neck. I've had a custom shop neck. This is my favorite neck. But again, it's just playing style. I like to dig in. So, I hope that helps. Again, this video is not going to be as involved as the other ones because, like I said, the American Specials really are, you need to try it. I really don't think there's something on paper I can explain to justify the cost differences. It's a $300 difference in price, but there's really not a whole lot of value if you take the case out of the situation to explain why one's more than another. If you argue the 2-point tremolo is somehow more valuable than the 6-screw tremolo, again, that's a preference. I don't find a value to that. If aftermarket-wise, if you have to buy the parts from Fender like I do and when I'm doing repair, the bridges almost cost the same. So it's really not a huge difference. In fact, I can sell you the bridge for the same price. Tuning keys, I can sell you the same price, and the pickups, I can sell you both sets, either one for the same price. I have no problem doing that. So essentially, you've got to come down to the dual action truss rod, which may or may not matter, the micro tilt, which may or may not matter, and then color choices is huge. But what I find mostly when I sell the American Specials, especially in the Strat category, it's to players that just don't like the gloss fretboard, or to the Tele guys, they really like that vintage bridge. Like I said, this doesn't have it because this is a standard with the special neck. But still pretty cool. Like I said, not an involved video, guys. As always, thank you for your time. Know your gear.